Alright, this topic I think is really interesting. I want to watch this video by Jubilee called Can Anyone Become a Millionaire? Because if you answer the question just in terms of like if it's possible that any person could obtain a net worth of $1 million, the answer is yes. Like in terms of it being a literal possibility, the answer is yes. In the same way that it's like technically possible that like you could die tomorrow or go to the moon tomorrow. Do you know what I'm saying? So like the literal answer, can anyone become a millionaire? The answer is yes. But the more realistic answer is it plausible for any person to achieve a net worth of over $1 million? And a lot of people would say no. A lot of people would say yes. I think the answer lies somewhere in the middle. I do think that a lot of people probably could achieve more than they're achieving. But at the same time, I also think that it's not easy at all. And depending on your circumstance that you're in, it becomes even harder. Like if you're entering the business world with money, like with millions of dollars of capital, maybe you want to start up something, you have way much more leverage to either take risks, do investments, to save, to accrue wealth. So, you know, in that sense, you literally have an upper hand. And, you know, on the opposite side of it, if you're broke and you don't have much money and every dollar you're making is going right back into things like food and rent, you're not going to have any time to save, to invest, or anything like that. So you're kind of in this vicious cycle where it's kind of hard to, I'm going to say it, escape the matrix. That being said though, I think certain people, they cope.
That was some major coping going on.
I think they cope about their circumstance. They think that they're in like this doomful situation that they can't escape, when in reality, that sort of mentality is just further blocking them from achieving. It's one of these questions where I think depending on your answers to the question, your answer kind of manifests itself. Like if you don't think you can become a millionaire, you're probably not going to try. So you're not going to become a millionaire. So you sort of prove yourself right, but for like the wrong reason. And vice versa, if you honestly think you can become a millionaire, it doesn't mean you will be, but you're obviously going to try to take steps to become one. And I would argue you're going to end up more wealthy than the person who didn't even try it out in the first place. Anyway though, I think it's a very interesting topic of discussion, and I want to see the Jubilee sort of line up and what they have to say. Let's get into it.
Anyone can make themselves a millionaire.
The trade to $1 million is insane.
But it's still possible for them to do it, no?
It's possible, but to say anyone?
How are people going to, in a third world country, make money to be a millionaire?
Then maybe the way to become a millionaire from one of those countries is get out of the country.
You can't just get out of the country.
understand
I'm
that.
somebody.
I mean, that's a good point. There are some people, realistically, who are never going to make $1 million. But again, you know, in terms of like the possibility answers, like would it be possible for them to do it? Yeah, I mean, maybe. But yeah, anybody on the planet Earth, probably not. Like there's some people that are literally born into like slavery, mining and harvesting like, I don't know, like cocoa beans that make your Starbucks coffee. And it's literally slavery. I mean, they don't even get paid. So are those people ever gonna make $1 million? I mean, probably not. No, they're not. But I think generally the question is talking about like in America, you know, like if we're talking about like any person in the entire world, the answer is no. But like in America, can any person with like a phone become a millionaire? Probably, dude. Realistically, if you have an internet access and a phone, I mean, your phone probably has a camera, you can record something. I mean, I think it's possible, you know? I mean, if you literally like, you know, you're born with like the worst dice roll luck possible and you're in some country that nobody could point on a map and you're like in some guy's dungeon, unlucky, right? But like, I don't know, man. If you're born in America and you have like, even if you're like middle class, like you still probably have resources that you can use to get ahead in the game.
I would only date a millionaire. 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, this is a stupid starting question. I would only date a millionaire. I mean, maybe girls it makes more sense, but even that, first of all, that's stupid. But with a girl, I mean, you know, gold diggers. I guess, you know, you get the idea. That makes somewhat sense. Like you'd really only date a millionaire if you're a guy. You do understand that eliminates like 50 plus, definitely more than 50% of like the entire opposite sex. Like I don't understand that at all. Like you have to be worth over $1 million. I don't even know. Like what's like that's just unlikely. Also, it's like you don't even necessarily get more out of that. Like if you're already rich, it's like what's the point? I guess, you know, you can assure that she's not in it for your money, but like what? Like I feel like you should know that information anyway. Also, it's like, have you guys seen those memes where it's like famous like actress slash model versus like cashier working at Target? Yeah, this like you see this. I don't know, bro. Like to me, it's like what more are you getting? You know what I mean? Especially if you already have money.
Hell no. Oh crap. The person I want to date, I want to be able to show them, you know, all those experiences firsthand. Like I've been with girls who have money.
Damn, this guy's a millionaire at 18. That's crazy, bro. Good work, Aaron.
And it's like the worst thing ever. Like for example, like the one thing for me, and it's a test I do, is like, for example, if a girl knows how to get into my car, like my Lamborghini, like you have to like specifically know how to open the door. I specifically let them figure it out. If they figure it out, That's the last that's the last date. Seriously, that's the last date we're going on.
I want my husband to be like a really good dad and be like morally correct. And if he doesn't have a lot of money, you know what, that's fine. I don't know if men really are comfortable with that, to be completely honest. From my personal experience, they're not. They want to be the ones providing, which kind of sucks. But, you know, personality and morals and like their mindset is way more important than money.
I feel like money doesn't define a person at all. Like if I'm gonna date you, it's for your personality, not your looks, not your money.
Millionaire at 6 years old? How is that even possible? What were you doing at 6 years old that made you a mill? How is that even legal?
I don't care. From personal experience, money has absolutely nothing to do with a relationship.
So I agree.
Imagine being 6 years old and being more wealthy than like the majority of the world at 6, bro. That's so crazy. Not gonna lie, I'd be mad, bro. I'd be mad. Like imagine you're like working construction, you get back and you see this like 6-year-old who's like, goo goo gaga, I made 5 to 10 years of your work salary and I don't even know what the word perplexed means. Like, jeez. Not gonna lie, I'd be mad, dude.
agree with you guys, but as a woman, I don't want to be the one paying the bills and taking care of their house. And so for me, like, you don't have to be the richest person in the world, but if I'm gonna be a millionaire or multi-millionaire or whatever it is, I at least—
Millionaire at 19 years old? Okay, so in order to beat her, I still got a few months left until I turn 20, okay, boys? Mark my words, we're getting it done 2024. I'm gonna have $1 million in the bank. I won't. But I'm manifesting, okay? That's the point. Can I become a millionaire? Yes, I can. That's the mindset you want to have.
at least want to be the person that encourages you to do the same.
Not gonna lie, I think the only thing that's gonna stop me is like I'm gonna have another one of these Pokemon videos or something that like blows up and gets like $1 million. I'm gonna just spend it all on like CS gambling, CSGO crates or something. You'll find a way to waste it. No, I'm just joking. I'm actually really good with money. I'm gonna be honest. Like I save and stuff. I'm not like, you know, splurging on stupid things. What's like the most like money that I spend on? I mean, I was into poker for a bit, but I lost a lot of money on poker. I guess like clothes sometimes because I'm like really tall, so it's like you have to find specific clothes. But other than that, really just like food. That's like literally it.
But I don't
And then I like pay my editor, of course. Shout out Kawhi. Say hello.
want to be— I've had it done before and it's been the most exhausting thing because it's like, you can be the sweetest man ever, but if we go out and I'm paying for everything and I'm doing everything, it's too much. That's why I'm just like, I somewhat agree that I need you to be a millionaire, or at least be making enough money to where I'm fully taken care of. And then we can be a powerhouse together like Beyonce and Jay-Z. So
I think a lot of the times it's different from a girl's perspective.
Why did everyone go from disagree to like, you know, whatever, strongly disagree to somewhat agree? Like 3 of them switched.
Versus a guy. I think girls want to be taken care of. I think that's a beautiful thing. I've always just been the one to take care of girls and pay
Let's see, this guy, digital development for a millionaire at 18. That's so based.
for everything. I think as a guy, you should be doing that.
But I mean, on this topic, my point is you brought up something saying, oh, if the girl doesn't know how to open up my car door, I wouldn't even date her. I feel like, you know, I feel like it's ever so selfish because you feel like, oh, I want to get happiness by making this girl, you know, spending money on her. But at the same time, I feel like the only binding factor in your relationship is money at that point, right? Because if you stop providing money to her, then she gets used to that lifestyle. Then she's like, okay, I'm gonna find someone else.
The reason I say that is because I wasn't looking at it like a sense of like that, but more like getting used for it. Like, girls will want to go on dates with you because you can take them to that dinner. You know, they want all of that. So I feel like that's very common that they will use you for that. And it's like it's a thing I'm scared of, you know, like it's happened to me many times. So it's like, I said it like that and it sounded kind of crazy. And everyone was like, oh, what the hell? But like, you know what I mean, you know, like, it's common. Girls will only come to you because you have the Lambo, because you make the money, and they don't care about you, you know? So that's what I was kind of going at. I'm
gonna be honest, I actually do not know what this guy is talking about at all. I don't get it. So let me understand this. So he wants to provide for his girl, but he also doesn't want them to want to be provided for because he doesn't want them to gold dig because that's what he perceives it as. Actually, okay, you know, it does kind of make sense, right? Like you want to find that sweet spot of like you're providing for her and you're making her happy, but she's not relying on you and you're not, you know, spoiling her every day or something. You're not taking her to Nobu every single day. If that's what he's trying to say, I fully get it, but dude's not doing a great job explaining himself. I'm just gonna be fully honest. Hey, keep the commentating to me, bro. I talk for a living. That's my shit, okay? I got you.
like a girl who just doesn't care about money at all, you know?
Something that I do whenever I meet people is I don't tell them my
Millionaire from YouTube at 18? Dude, this is why I gotta start making like little like Roblox or Minecraft videos or something where it's like Minecraft. Like, I don't even know, like these stupid Minecraft videos where you get like these 30-year-old voice actors to act like little kids and they just screw around in Minecraft. Like, I think I need to actually hire people to do that on like a secret channel and just make all this money, because like I love doing this channel, but like YouTube actually will not pay me more money. They're not paying me as much as they should. Here's a true fact, okay? Because of the genre that I'm in, I quite literally make like 10% of what I would make on the same views because of my like style. Like, I kid you not, all the views that I'm making, if you take those views and copy paste them over to like a Minecraft channel, they're literally gonna get 10 times the money for the same views. It's so stupid. And like, you know, I'm not complaining because I love this job and I love like the community and I love like just being able to actually just be myself. But like, seriously, when I see like, oh, okay, YouTuber at 18 and like they're making millions of dollars and they're doing this and that, and I don't do it for the money, but it's like when you hear that you're making 10% of what you could be making if you just like switched your genre or made like Roblox videos or Minecraft videos or just like this stupid brainless, mindless content, it's like, it's just kind of annoying, dude. It's like people actually watch my stuff. Like, I get like 60% average viewer duration. Like, people watch my videos on average for like 60% of the entire length, which might not sound good as like an outsider, like, whoa, the average person's only watching 60% of your video. When you factor that for hundreds of thousands of people, I'm getting their attention for like 60, it's like, it's kind of crazy. And you know, apply those numbers over to another genre, and it's like, well, dude, I don't know, man. Like, I'm a good entertainer, so it's just like, I don't know. Sometimes I think about it, and honestly, like, it is kind of annoying, because I do work hard, like, I care about the channel and stuff, but like, I'm just kind of venting at this point. I don't even know what I'm talking about, but it's just like, I wish YouTube kind of leveled the playing field out.
my name. I don't tell them my Instagram. I don't want them to be able to search me up, know how much money I make, know where I live, and know the lifestyle that I live, because that's how I avoid people using me for money.
Yeah, I have 2 different Instagrams, so like.
Me too. Me too.
I have one Instagram I'll send to them, and like, if, you know, it's kind of test, you know? If they look through it, there's no cars, nothing flashy, it's like me and my mom and like Marshall's clothing. And like, if they with that, like, then we go on, you know?
Yeah.
No, I actually have a rule. If you know who I am, you're officially like off the list. Like, I cannot talk to you at all. Because
oh my God.
What happens is,
Poor guys.
in the past, like when I've met guys and they know like what I do, we'll go out and I'm like, okay, we're going out to dinner, you know, I look nice and everything. And then they're like, so do you know if you could teach me how to trade? Oh. And I'm like, okay. And it's just like dread the rest of the night.
There's no way that's happening.
No.
Like, there's a guy
He
that
like pulls out like a notebook.
It's
He's
like the
ready.
number one thing. My name is Kelly OG, and I am the biggest secret that you've probably never heard, which is okay because it's a secret. My net worth is about $20 million.
Jeez,
What do you think makes
bro. Like, how is that even? I mean, like, double you, and like, that's amazing. But like, dude, I gotta make 20 mil, man. I know I'm 19, and people will be like, oh, like, Acheeto, you're already ahead, bro. You're 19, you already got this bag. It's like, dude, like, 20 mil at 21. Let me get on that. You know what I mean? Like, I got 2 years. I'm probably not gonna make 20 mil, but like, gee, like, what's the secret? Like, I can't even blame the guys that take her on dates with the notebook out trying to take notes, because at the end of the day, like, I kind of get jealous whenever I hear this. It's like, 20 mil? Good for you, but also, like, what's the deal? Like, what do I have to do? I'll make Minecraft videos. Okay, I'm just kidding.
you a great entrepreneur?
My relentlessness to never give up. I've never believed that I couldn't do anything. Even in the cases where it was probably not the most likely, I've just always worked towards it, saying one day it's gonna come. And I think that work ethic and tenacity just continue to compound and roll over and snowball itself into what I have today.
It is easier to make money if you're white. 3, 2, 1, go.
My mentor is not white, and he's worth $204 million. So I think I've seen it firsthand. You know, most of my friend group is not whites, and they do very well for themselves.
I would say you're almost an exception with what the majority is. I think majority-wise, if you look at just the demographic of the United States, you know, whenever you think of trust fund babies, whenever you think of houses in the Hamptons, whenever you think of that luxury lifestyle, it's not usually the Black demographic or people of color in general. For example, when slavery was a thing, white people had a 200-year head start to start their businesses, to set up their families for success and all that. So when Black people finally had the opportunities, which was not until recently, 1965, to really be in the same rooms as white people, you're looking at a large discrepancy in time and success and achievement. So I think just naturally in general, white people are taken as more serious because of the stereotypes that have been put on people of color. So that's where I'm like, I agree with that statement. Not saying that people of color cannot be successful, but just saying that it's more likely for someone who is white to have better opportunities than someone who isn't.
All right, I don't want to like interrupt her or anything. I think what she's describing is more like a generational head start. So in that sense, like, okay, if you have the money starting off with, which I'd say probably more white people do, it's like easier in that sense. But in terms of like the raw like access and like resource exposure, I feel like most people, like with the internet, it's all become like one. I don't know, man. If it is easier, it's like not easier because of like the color of your skin, but rather like the money that you have historically, because like you go back that far. Like in that sense, it's easier, but in other ways, it's not. Like, I mean, if you look at like hiring practices, like the diversity, equity, and inclusion places, like they look to hire minorities and stuff like that. So in terms of like getting a job, you're more likely to probably get it if there's two people who are equally as qualified. I'd say like depending on where you're going, if HR is looking to expand their diversity, I mean, sorry, white boy, you're not getting the job. But I get her point. I mean, I probably would just stand in the middle because I think it's like neutral. But I get what she's saying.
I mean, maybe in past generations, what you're saying is 100% true, right? If you're based on race, people perceive you differently. But I feel like now this new generation, you can become wealthy from the internet, right? Like you're in Forex, I'm in crypto. I don't have to have any face on the products I create. It doesn't matter what race I am, because if they don't know who I am selling the products to them, I don't think it's as valid as a point today than it used to be in previous generations.
I agree. Your face doesn't always have to be tied to it. So, I mean, she changed my mind a little bit because I feel like I was a little bit too harsh, because you did make like a really good point. Statistically, you are 150% correct. Like you were right. But I think in my firsthand experience, just the people I've been around, a lot of them are not white and they are successful. So that's why I was like all the way to the right. Now I'm like here.
I think we forget that not everybody's job is online, and not everybody's job you can hide behind a screen, and most people work everyday jobs in person doing, customer service where people have to look at them. So I think if we're talking about if it's easier to make money as a white person, I would say yes, because applying to jobs, most of the time, if they go into an interview and they're a person of color, they're probably less likely to get that job than a white person. And also, a white person is probably going to get paid more than a person of color. We've seen it in the statistics, so I think it
is that true though? I mean, I don't want to is that like factually true? I actually don't know.
Is easier to make more money as a white person.
I think two things specifically. For one, although I'm right here, Indians make the most amount of money in America when it comes to any racial demographic group, which is great, so shout out to the Indians. But two, with that being said, I remember when I started—
and I think Asians are like a hard second too.
In my business, I had a very in-depth conversation with my father, and he said, Jay, if I were you, I would highly recommend staying behind the scenes and letting a white man run the business, because they get along with people a little bit better than we do, just because people don't understand Indians. But even in that, you could develop yourself to be a great CEO regardless. I mean, there's huge companies in America that they're all ran—
Bro, why is this guy so based? I love this guy.
By Indian Americans or Indians.
Starbucks.
I mean, whether it's Google, whether it's Microsoft, I mean, these are all ran by Indian Americans.
This guy's based.
I'm Jay. I'm the CEO and principal of Modere. A quick—
Dude, you just know this guy's rich. Like, what's this guy's net worth? Like, what, 50? 55, 60? That's another interesting question. Like, I know it's like, oh, white people talk about white people the most, but like, pretty sure Asian women make more on average than like white men. Pretty sure that's true. Kwai, I don't have the statistics off the top of my head, so if I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. But if I'm right, put up the statistic.
30 seconds in regard to who I am. I started programming at the age of 9. At 11, I started freelancing. I got my first contract with a local salon to build their website.
And I got my first girlfriend. Never.
And then—
Nah, I'm just joking. This guy, I mean, honestly though, he's not bad looking, and he's like, what, 30 mil net worth? It can't be that hard.
At 14 is when I got my first—
Like, what? Dude, okay, some of this is like ridiculous, man.
Large contract with a Fortune 500 company. At 15, I dropped out of high school to pursue my agency full time. And at—
You're even in high school when you're 15? Actually, I guess like freshman year. That's absurd though.
18, I moved to Dallas, Texas. I'm originally from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania.
I'm Isabella, and I am a designer, entrepreneur, and reality TV star. I started out on reality TV on the show Toddlers and Tiaras. I was 6 years old when
Dude, that's like low-key that's like grooming.
I was named one of the youngest self-made millionaires, and I really loved fashion, so I created my first brand, which was a suit and blazer line.
Oh, she's the one who was a millionaire at 6. Okay, so she was like a child actress. So she was like groomed by Hollywood. Okay, that makes perfect sense. But hey, as long as she's not traumatized and she has the bag, I'm hesitant to say W, but she looks happy. Right? I mean, there's some emotion in there.
I sold that to JCPenney for private labeling, started a jewelry company where you win accomplishment bracelets. I created House of Bready, which is now my global business, which has made me more than $1 million now. And I'm also writing a book called A Teen's Guide to Business to show people how to become who I am today.
I have flaunted.
Yeah, step one, be a millionaire at 6 years old and be on toddlers and tiaras and be in Hollywood. Like, okay, I'm not even listening to her. Like, I'm not gonna lie, her perspective's like super skewed. I want to skip ahead a little bit. I flaunted my wealth, who cares? Like, flex on them a little bit if you want. I'd be a different person. I'm lonely. Anyone? Okay, here's the real question. This is what I want to know. And then we'll probably end the video.
Anyone can make themselves a millionaire. 3, 2, 1, go.
Really?
Oh, that's
Think
just
so?
There's so much free advertising.
Okay, she does not have a right to talk. She literally got the max luck on human history. When you're 6 years old, you have $1 million. Her perspective is skewed. This guy probably has the right to stand here. I don't even fully know this guy does. Probably like crypto, so maybe. Probably middle somewhere where we want to stay. I'd personally probably go a little bit like here maybe, but
I mean, the reason why
she's YouTube too, and she's like 20 mil, so I actually want to hear what she has to say.
The argument to say that not everyone can make themselves a millionaire, is it the like non-equality thing or like resources?
If you really look at the likelihood, you have to make $1,000 1,000 times, which is just insane. Like, I think everyone can try their hardest, but you won't
make $1,000 1,000 times. It doesn't sound that hard.
always get the right exposure to have $1 million put into you.
I could do that, honestly. If I can lift, like, I don't know why I instantly thought of the gym, but making $1,000 1,000 times, that's like, well, how many? Let's just do this math here, okay? Okay, so if there's 365 days in a year, right? Let's multiply that by 5. 5 years, you have this many days. So if you make $1,000 out of like 40% of these days, you'll be good, right? Or no, like 60% of these days, you'll be good. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Like, make it happen, bro. Get your bread up.
Don't always get the right opportunities. It's easy for us because we've done it to be like, well, I did it, so anybody else can do it. But there are many people that do exactly what we do, but yet you are in the position you're in for a reason. There's a lot of people that build apps and have like a company surrounded by that. There's a lot of people that have done crypto and now their lives are in shambles. There's a lot of people that have done drop shipping and it was the worst thing they ever did. There's a lot of people that have built different companies.
Yeah, get over there, bro. You have no right to be over here.
And it was next to nothing, and there's millions and millions of bloggers.
I'm not even saying I fully agree with her, but she has to get those boots marching over here.
On YouTube, and it's amounted to nothing, even for me. I know so many people that trade, and I'm like, it's gonna be very hard for you to get to where I'm at because I traded and built a company, but to trade to $1 million is insane.
But it's still possible for them to do it, no?
It's possible, but to say anyone?
But,
but here's the thing.
But also the
technically, like, if you're looking at it at a standpoint, anybody can, you know?
I mean, the reason why, I mean, I also think I'm very privileged, to be honest with you, because I have, like, my mentor, he comes from, like, the projects. Like, from the projects, and he's worth 9 figures. So for me, I go, if he came from that circumstance in life.
But I also think that.
Hey, come on. He was speaking. I don't like that. I did want to hear what you have to say, but now I wanted to let him finish. It's not fair. Also, make up your freaking mind, dude.
Most of us are in the US and that's where a lot of money is made.
Dude, I'm sorry, but legitimately, like, how are you a millionaire when you can't even make like a simple decision on, like, she doesn't even know what she's doing.
A lot of people don't get granted a visa to come here. Think about the people that don't have internet. They don't have the library to go to get the internet. And
if you don't have the internet, like, we're not talking about you, bro. Like, you're living like, I'm sorry, like a generation ago.
So think about the people that from their family situation, for some reason now they're homeless. And in order to, people always say, well, then get a job. But in order to get a job.
Why do you have Nickelodeon slime on your neck?
You need to be able to have a home address, and not everybody has that. It's just those little things that we don't think about to even get to that first step of getting a job.
But here's the thing, right? Like you were mentioning.
You have a soccer net on your legs.
Earlier, you're basically saying that, oh, people's lives are in shambles because of crypto or Forex. But it's very rarely the mistake of external factors. It's because they did a mistake along the way, right? They were too reckless with their research and they just dumped all their money into it. I feel like the reason why I'm here, I wish there's maybe another one, but it's because I feel like it is possible, but depending on your circumstance, it could be exponentially harder, right? If you're like someone from like Ethiopia who has no internet access, for instance, then of course it's going to be so much harder, but it's still possible. I mean, if you, like you're saying.
What would you recommend they should do?
I mean, I don't know. I'm not that.
If you say like it's easier, because I'm Nigerian. I recently just came from Nigeria. They get paid like $100 a month, and that's insane to them. So I feel like if you're going to say, okay, well, if you don't have internet access, it's still possible. Give an example of how it's possible.
I know.
Bro, okay, I mean, listen. He's not saying, like, oh, he has, like, an idea of, like, what you could do. He's just saying it's possible. Like, that's an objectively true statement. He's not saying, oh, I have the guidebook as to how you could do it. He's saying, like, it could be done. You know what I mean? It's like saying, like, oh, if you're in a 1v1 with a lion, you could kill the lion. And someone's like, how? Well, it's like, well, I don't know how. It's like saying I could. You know what I mean?
Someone who's actually Nigerian, but then there was a public library he went to, which was like 3 hours away, and then he created cryptocurrency from that. So while I feel like to say it's impossible is too much, because I believe nothing in this universe is impossible.
No, that's
There's
true.
always a certain extent where something can be achieved. I think, you know, even the most crazy situations, 99.99%
Dude, this guy looks so much like Matan. Sorry.
impossible, but nothing's 100% impossible, right? So I feel like to say there's a type of person that can 100% can't be a millionaire is very rare.
But it's not about making money. There's a certain
about
type of person
being
that a millionaire.
Millionaire.
That's
Like, that's a crazy thing to
completely
say.
different.
Yeah, but anything's possible.
I think, okay, if somebody asked you, right, to put it in your terms, what is your prediction for Bitcoin, for example? You wouldn't tell them anything's possible, it could go to 100 million.
No.
You would actually back it up with actual like facts
Exactly.
and statistics
Yeah.
as
That's
to why.
such a bad argument. Like, what? Would it be possible for it to go to 100 million? Yes. But he's like saying, we're talking about two hypotheticals. One that's like, brother, oh no, I can't do this. Sorry, I didn't want to get into this, bro.
So when
I'm like tired as hell.
I think of just logically thinking, can anyone become a millionaire? It's like, you want to back that up. And if you say, I mean, yeah, they really get paid and they don't live in a house and they're eating and drinking water from a river, but anything's possible. It's like, where do you think somebody's going to magically come down and be like,
Dude, what? They're drinking from a river. You know, they drink and they start to choke. Out comes the gold bar they just got in the water. Are you kidding me? That's possible.
this is how you're going to get from this
think the
level to
reason-
that?
I think it's also a mindset. I think truly it's a mindset. Like you have to be mentally strong enough to go through the work, put like you're all into
Oh my
something.
God, these people are kind of dumb.
Oz, can you choose a side, if you can?
This is a hard question.
No, I'm staying in the middle.
Defend it.
There you go.
Bro.
I mean, I just haven't done research on third world countries, but if you, like, it is possible. Like, again, you may have to take that 4-hour walk to that pop-up library with like one antenna or whatever the case may be.
Okay, I'm done watching this.